In this video I'm going to be showing you how to swap out your Skoda Swing radio with the Skoda Amundsmen RNS310 sat-nav unit. The tools you're going to need for this are a Torx T20 screwdriver and some sort of trim removal tool like this. For the purpose of this video, I've pre-removed the screws on this head unit, but first off what you need to do is remove this panel. So using your trim removal piece, you can get into the higher end of the panel and just pry it off. Mine was pre-off anyway, but there you go. So once it's off, you'll see that there are 4 screw holes here, which will have the Torx 20 screws in there. Just remove all 4 and the unit will simply slide out. And then on the back of the unit, you'll have a quad lock, which you'll have to unplug, which is a simple just squeeze the bottom and pull it out. This particular radio requires a GPS module to be installed in the car, and to do that we need to remove this part of the glove compartment, which is a really simple 2 T20 screws, one there and one there, and then the unit will pop out. When you're removing these screws, just make sure you need to keep them nice and in a nice safe place. The great thing about the Fabia is down here you have a nice little pocket underneath the handbrake which you can just chuck all the screws in. Once the screws are removed, you'll be able to simply pull this out. It's a bit of a tough job, but just wiggle it out. There's a few clips on the back which stop it from being pulled out, but once you just get the grip of it, it'll pop out. Yours might be easier than mine. Mine's a bit of a funny one, but there we go. And it's out. I've already pre-installed the GPS module because it requires a bit of getting your fingers caught a little bit, but the GPS module is literally just here. It's a magnetic module which you'll get with your radio if you buy it on the internet, and it requires to be put on a metal surface for it to work. So just behind here is the cross member for the dashboard. So what I've done is I've just placed the GPS module on this metal strip and then fed the cable down here. And there's a little channel down behind here which pops out at the back of the radio, just up there. So if you're also wiring in things like subwoofers or any sort of amplifier, it's a great sort of pocket to wire the cables around the back and down into the radio. So this is the lead that I've got out, and this is the GPS attachment. Once that's all wired in, you're ready to just plug the radio in. So now we've got all the cables wired in, we're ready to plug in the unit. So first off, you need to get your quad lock out, your GPS and your aerial ready to plug in. Make sure you also have your radio code available, so when you turn it on you'll have to insert that in. So the way the quad lock goes in is it's literally a simple, like that, and push this little nut here, or this little lever back, and it will lock into place. Hence what's called a quad lock. The next thing you do is get your GPS module, and there's only one way it can go in, and that is with the clip here pointing downwards. So you'll just plug the nut like that, it's all in. Next thing is plugging in your aerials, and the simple thing with that, you just plug in the back and click, and it's already in. One thing to note, this radio does have a phone functionality, and to get that to work, you will require a Bluetooth module, which you can get out of other VW VAG Group cars. I'll put the model of my module in the links in the description below, so if you want to get your phone module, that's the one to look for. Once it's all plugged in, you just got to try and get your wires all neat so you're not trapping anything, and slowly push the head unit in, and it will literally just mount up nice and easy like that. And then all you got to do is screw in the T20 screws into the unit, and it's all in place. The screws you'll be putting back in are these little silver Torx 20 screws. So I'll start putting those in now. When screwing in something like this, you want to do it in a diagonal pattern, so that you put in one screw at the top here, one down here, one up there, and then one back down here. So it's an even layout on the head unit. So we'll do the bottom left one now. And now we'll put the bottom one in. Try not to touch the camera. Once it's all installed, you're able to put your bezel like this back onto the radio. And it goes one way because it is sort of a weird rectangle where the bottom half is smaller than the top, but it literally just clips in, make sure it's all fully seated, and there you have fully installed Amundsmen RNS10. apart from the fact that you need to put the glove compartment back on over here, which is a simple, it just in like that, it actually expose. There you go, like that, and then you put the screws in, which is just at the top there, and it's all seated. Now you've put the bezel on, you've now time to turn the car on for the first time. So this is where you will get asked for a radio code. Because I've pre-installed this radio beforehand and already entered the code, and I just removed it for the purposes of video, the radio code is pretty stored in the CAN bus, so it probably won't ask me to enter it. So let's have a look. Let's turn the ignition on. There we go. There you go, you can see that the telephone is now activated, and then it's all here, all working fine. So if I go to radio, radio's there. With the Fabia though, there's one thing about aux, because this factory location for an aux lead is down here. You don't need that anymore. For some reason it doesn't actually register that anymore, which isn't a problem, because I found that a real pig to get to when driving. So the new aux lead is going to be on your front of your head unit, just so people understand that obviously when they start plugging things in, they don't know obviously if it's going to work or not. But yeah, so that's the head unit itself. And then once you've enabled phone and navigation, if you have phone or navigation more so, when you go into the MFD, you will get this. You have to go into I think it's CAN bus gateway, and then it is 77 for phone and 37 for navigation. So when you apply the navigation, it will give you this. Start.
The route is being calculated. So
this here is the MFD, and now it says keep going forward, your ETA, and the miles to go. So it's really clever that you have that. It's a really awesome feature that really benefits the working of the whole setup, and why I would say go for a Skoda official one instead of going for a cheaper third-party Chinese copy. One, it has integration. Two, it will work better, and the maps will be, you can update the maps, and all in all, it just is a nicer unit. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope it's helped you out. If you have any questions, put them down in the description. Sorry, not in the description, in the comments below. And I'll answer them as quick as I can. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and have a nice day.